So I'm finally going there. Masculinity. First off, as always, look, if you're new here, I'd really love you to subscribe. My channel is mainly about mental health and well-being and what that means to me, how I still struggle, some of the ways that I feel and my emotions. And look, I look at all these kind of topical things, like I'm looking at masculinity today, and I kind of break them down and see what they mean to me. If that really does feel like something that might be of interest to you, then like I say, please do subscribe, and as always, like this video at the end if you like it. So masculinity, I'm not going to go into the realms of toxic masculinity. I'm not going to go there today. I know it makes men defensive, but I've been doing a lot of looking at this at masculinity recently, working out what it means to me and what I believe, what my beliefs are and values are around it, and I'm finally ready to put it out there. So look, what is masculinity? Well, what I'm going to do is 2019, so I'm going to do what we always do, and that is Google it, right? And so I've Googled what is being masculine. Now, the first thing, interestingly, that comes up is toxic masculinity. Like I said, I'm not going to go there. So what are the qualities of masculinity? Traits traditionally viewed as masculine in Western society include strength, courage, independence. Strength and courage, two good qualities, right? Not really sure why. Personally, I don't know why they need to be masculine. Independence, you know, it's possibly a good quality, but not. I wouldn't say it's essential. Violence, assertiveness is another one that's on there. Again, like assertiveness can be a good trait, right? Again, I don't know why there is a need for it to be masculine. What do you mean by masculinity? Masculinity is the quality of manliness, habits and traits that society considers to be appropriate for man. Habits and traits that society considers to be problematic for men, right? To be appropriate for men. I see that as problematic, which I'm going to come on to, right? Some typical traits of masculinity include physical strength, a muscular body, facial hair. So, the Latin root of masculinity is masculinus, male, which comes from masculus, or worthy of a male. So it'd be about worthy of being a male. How can I be masculine? Here are the 9 highest leverages things. Presence, passion and intensity. Cultivate directionality. Speak your truth. Stop putting everyone else's needs ahead of your own. Allow yourself to become comfortable with sitting with tension. I'm not even going to go into them, but again, like the positive traits in there, the traits that are good. I don't see why they need to be seen as masculine or feminine. Why can't they just be positive traits? Now, I know a lot of people talk about like masculine and feminine energies within everyone, and some people are more feminine, right? And that makes sense to a certain degree, but I don't get why they need to be masculine and feminine. Why can't they just be energies that we are, that we're more, there's more energies in some of us than other energies? Why can't they just be energies? How do you work out your masculinity? Work out in a challenging way. Assume the position. Fight. Have guys only time. Take on challenges but don't necessarily win. Refrain from ejaculation. How can I be manly? Get fit, lift weights. Manly men are aware of the image they project. Stand up straight and walk with purpose. If you have high body fat, consider dieting. That's enough of Google. Now look, I know some of them are stupid, right? It's Google, right? Okay, I get it. Now I want to bring my experience to the table, yeah? All my life I desperately wanted to be a man, right? I wanted to be a man's man. I wanted to show up and be able to fight and bite down on the gum shield and keep going, right? And to a degree, I found some of them qualities, right, within myself. But the truth is I'm quite a thoughtful person. I'm very sensitive. I'm heightened sensitivity to my emotions. I get stuck in my feelings. I have a deep need to be loved and belong. And all these traits in me, right, are seen by society as feminine. Or certainly not masculine, right? And so some people will say, well, that's you have more feminine energy than masculine, right? And I just don't understand why they need to be masculine. Why Why have I got to be feminine? Because I've got these traits, right? Why can't they just be my traits and I just be a man in spite of my traits, or my traits make up the human being I am? Now here's the deal, right? And this is why it becomes problematic. In my quest to be strong, to be brave, to be this man, right? When I made the conscious decision to take my own life, right? I remember having the feeling that I remember saying to myself in my head, time to be a man. And so that need to be a man was directly involved in nearly killing me. And when I look at like my son, for example, one of my children, he's very sensitive, very much like I was, you know, a sensitive little guy, and you know, he's in touch with his feelings and his emotions, and he feels everything really deeply. He gets upset and overwhelmed quite easily, much like I used to. And do you know what upsets him the most? When he gets called gay. And he gets called gay a lot, right? Like being gay is makes you less of a man, right? Which in and of itself is ridiculous. But this isn't the children's fault that call him this, right? This is our fault. This is society's fault of what a man is supposed to be. Now here's where it becomes problematic, right? I watch my boy and I watch him try not to be himself because he wants to be a man. He doesn't want to be seen as not manly, right? Even at his young age, he doesn't want to be seen as not masculine. And I see him start to hide his true self, and that's what I did. I started to hide behind these masks, right? Because I didn't believe that I thought these traits meant that I was weak, that I was less of a man, right? And that's where it starts to be really problematic, because now you've got young people that if they are feminine, right, they start to not want to be who they are. They start to hide, right? Because it's easy for us as adults to just go, yeah, but it's just feminine energy, right? But the way that society goes, right, young boys don't want to be like that. They don't want to be feminine, right? So why do we need masculine and feminine? Why do we need them? You know, for balance. Like, I recognize that it makes me feel good when when my family says that I make them feel protected, right? That's like one of the masculine thing, right? To protect your family. But why is it masculine? Like, I would tell you that my wife has that quality. She makes us feel protected. Does that mean she's masculine? Some would say that's her masculine energy. But again, I would just question, why is the need for it to be masculine? Why can't it just be part of her energy? It becomes problematic. People want to be a certain thing. And when we start to label this masculine and feminine, I believe it causes problems. Suicide's at the highest rate in young men under 40, right? I believe this need and want to be a man, this social construction that we've got, plays a part in that. I really do believe that. And so I don't believe myself to be right on this, right? I'd never believe myself to be right, and I'm always open to learning. You know what the reality is that I just don't relate to this masculine thing. I don't relate to it. So I just don't see the benefit. I don't see how, if there is any benefit, it outweighs the problems that it causes. When we've got young, sensitive boys who are in touch with their emotions, who feel things deeply, who feel overwhelmed, who might likely grow up into and need to get into a relationship where the woman is more of the protector, why should they be labelled as masculine or feminine or whatever? Why can't they just be labelled as human beings with traits? I just don't understand it. So I'm interested to see anybody's opinions on this. Like I say, I am ready to be proved wrong. I'm ready for somebody to show me that there is a need for masculinity, that masculine and feminine energies are needed. But I'm yet to be convinced. I'm yet to be shown that. It's been hugely problematic. Had I have taken my life, I would have put, I still believe that you could have put my need to be a man down as one of the main reasons why I went there. I believe that's true for a lot of men that struggle. A lot of it is subconscious and we don't realize it and we don't put it to that, but this construction of how men are supposed to be strong and brave and courageous and all these things, I just see it as problematic. I'm interested to hear people's opinions on it, and like I say, I'm ready to be challenged on it, and I'm ready to be proved wrong because when I look at my boy and he he's the same as I was, and the life of pain that I faced as a result. If there's a way that can help him not feel like he needs to be more masculine, right? I just don't see it. But look, let's chat. Let's open the conversation. I'm happy to hear more on it. I know this might be a little bit controversial, but I've finally gone there. If you've liked this video, then please like, and I want to hear your comments on it. Whether you comment across any of my social media or whether you comment directly on YouTube, I don't care. I just want to hear it. See you again.